Okay, so now we can see one of the major stalks of one of the canellas and what it has done about 3 weeks since I planted. And you can see that at the ends of the shoots is where the leaf clusters begin to develop first. And that's what we're seeing now. The stalks started off as a pretty white color, and as they've been exposed to the sun, they've began to turn green, produce chlorophyll, and produce a leaf structure. These guys are doing very nicely. Moving on to the next row. Oh, here's the other one. This is the rat terrier of the house, Man Oh Man. And he's about 7 months old, and we're trying to get him to learn the ropes of things and stop digging my onion beds. Anyway, okay, now this row I haven't planted anything in. And what you see is all volunteer growth. This row had purple Peruvian fingerling potatoes, also a late variety, and they tend to be on the smaller side. And those of you that, hey, get out of there. Those of you that haven't seen finger potatoes before, they're a lot smaller and kind of longer, so they're easy to miss when I harvested last time. But you can see that there are several plants that are now emerging as the temperatures have begun to warm up. And I mean, there are just all kinds of volunteers going on. I don't even know if I'm going to do anything with this row. I might just let it go. You know, that guy certainly looks pretty happy. Little Peruvian, purple Peruvian. Okay, on to the next row. This row I planted recently with Red Vikings. Red Viking is a red variety. It's mid to early variety. It's probably going to be about I would say a 70 to 80 day potato. Thin red skin, white flesh, very, very tasty. It's pretty classic variety of a red potato, but you can see that this guy particularly did get a little bit of cold damage. You can see that the tops of these guys are a little damaged, but all in all, they didn't get destroyed, and I'm really happy about that. Here's a little bud. Here's a little potato bud right there. So this is all Red Vikings, and you can see that their progress is quite a lot further on than the rest of them, because these were planted a little while ago, before that or after that last freeze. This row is a row of Purple Majesties that I planted before that 4-day cold snap. Everything that was growing, and you can see evidence of where vines used to be, like right here. That all got completely destroyed, but as temps have gone up, it didn't destroy the root tuber. So now you have growth like that. There's buds continuing to come up. You have growth like that and like that. So this row is coming back, and I'm just going to have to keep an eye on it and see what happens. Finally, the last row is my Yukon Golds, and there was some planted beforehand. There was some planted as recently as 3-4 weeks ago, and these also had just supercharged vines on them, or shoots, if you will. And you can see what they're doing about 3 weeks post planting. I mean, what you see on the surface here is about half of the length of the root. Most of those shoots are underground. So I expect that this is going to be just a load of potatoes. They certainly are getting a jump start. Once the roots begin to develop, then it'll transfer all of that energy into top growth, And we're beginning to see that with, say, this plant. Of course, it doesn't look so hot right now because, like I said, you know, it got down to 31 degrees last week one night, and so it kind of bruised them. But once you start seeing growth like this, you know that you've got root development, and now it's beginning to go to top growth. And that's very exciting. Here's a really good example of one. It just started off as one of those vines barely sticking up out of the ground. And I mean, look at it go. It is just going for it. So all in all, I am really pleased with what's going on so far. And I expect, hey, get out of there. See what I mean, guys? Puppies. No. Stop digging. Well, I don't know about stop digging, but you gotta learn where to dig, dog. Yeah, you gotta learn where you can and can't dig. Okay, so for now, I'm gonna now go up to the top area and show you some of the more creative ways that I've tried potato farming. So stay tuned.